Okay, so we all know this face, right? The Great Sphinx of Giza. You've probably seen it 1,000 times. For literally millennia, it's been the silent guardian of the Egyptian sands. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if its silence isn't silence at all? What if it's been speaking a language we just forgot how to hear?
See, when we think of this Sphinx, our minds jump to that one legendary riddle. But what if that famous brain teaser was just the warm-up act? What if it was just an introduction to a much deeper, more important set of questions? Questions aimed not at one hero, but at all of us.
I mean, this is the story we all know, right? The Sphinx is this ultimate icon of ancient mystery, a stone guardian watching empires rise and crumble into dust. And its whole reputation, its entire legend, is built on testing people with that single famous riddle.
And that famous story, of course, is all tied up with its most famous challenger, the hero Oedipus. It's that classic mythological showdown, a pure test of wits.
The riddle itself is absolutely legendary. What goes on 4 feet in the morning, 2 feet at noon, and 3 feet in the evening? And the answer, of course, is man, crawling as a baby, walking as an adult, and using a cane in old age. A really clever puzzle for sure, but solved by just one guy.
And that right there is the key. As brilliant as that riddle is, it's a test for one person. It's a self-contained question about the life of an individual.
Because the real mystery here suggests that the Sphinx's true purpose, its real riddles, were never about one person's life. They were about the destiny of everyone. They were warnings for all of humanity.
And this is where it gets really interesting. We're talking about Egypt's forgotten prophecies. We're digging up these incredible, enigmatic warnings that have been overlooked for centuries, hidden in plain sight within the lore of the Sphinx itself.
This completely reframes the whole purpose of the Sphinx. We're not just talking about mystical tales told around a campfire. These were profound, almost like historical forewarnings. They were predictions of huge societal shifts, and they all focused on the same challenges humanity would have to face again and again and again.
So, how do we decode these ancient warnings? Well, the key isn't buried in some dusty tomb. It's buried deep inside of us. It all comes down to understanding the one thing the ancient Egyptians believed would shape our future more than anything else: the constant battle with our own inner selves. At the absolute center of this is one concept: our primal instincts. You know what I'm talking about. Those fundamental hardwired drivers of our behavior. Things like fear, tribalism, ambition, pure survival. They were running the show back in ancient Egypt, and let's be honest, they're very much alive and well in our world today. And this is what made those prophecies so incredibly powerful. They weren't trying to predict specific events, like the fall of a certain king or a single battle. They were wrestling with a much, much bigger question. How will humanity's own primal instincts shape our collective future, for better or for worse?
This is the point where the ancient past just collides with our present. The warnings of the Sphinx aren't just old relics, they're reflections. Yesterday's prophecy is, in so many ways, today's reality. The connection is it's undeniable. The ancient forewarnings talked about huge societal shifts caused by unchecked human nature. Now, look at our modern world. It's defined by those same challenges: conflict, division, crisis. All of it stemming from the exact same fundamental human drivers the Sphinx was warning us about.
So, the Sphinx really isn't just a monument to the past, is it? It's a mirror. It holds that mirror right up to our own time and forces us to ask if we've really evolved beyond the primal challenges it prophesied thousands of years ago.
Which brings us to a final riddle. And this one isn't from the ancient world. Nope, this one is posed directly to us, right now. It's the big, unanswered question that the Sphinx has left at our feet.
You see, that famous riddle asked what it means to be human across a single lifetime. But these forgotten prophecies, they do something so much more profound. They don't ask who we are, they warn us about who we are in danger of becoming when our primal instincts go completely unchecked.
The warnings have been there all along, just waiting in the shadow of the pyramids. The ancient riddles about our collective future, well, they're not buried anymore. They've been unearthed. So the real question, the only question that matters now is, are we listening?